welcome to Magic Fish Radio, where I still haven't figured out how to get the scene to change and the mixer to turn on at the same time. Yay! We do tabletop RPG streams on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I hope you can hear us, because we only have one viewer. Nope.
Hello, everyone.
Can you hear me now? Let me try again. Welcome to Magic Fish Radio. No? Oh, god damn it, now what? Sorry, technical difficulties. Hold on. Oh, now you can hear us? Okay. Hi, chat! Confirmed can hear us? Good. This is Magic Fish Radio, where our audio doesn't always work. We run tabletop RPG streams on Tuesdays and Saturday nights, sometimes with audio. Yeah, join our Discord, where audio issues are not a problem because it's all in type, which we can edit after we post until things make sense. Also, we have a casting call for our next campaign in Campaigns in Disguise, which is our Tuesday night stream. So named because GM John likes to hoodwink us, in fun ways usually, but it means we have to be extra careful with our safety documents. Not that much more careful. But anyway, next week we start a 4-session adventure of Anime 5e with the name I can never pronounce.
Devs in Isekai Land.
Yes! Thank you, GM John.
Yes.
An Anime 5e. So, if you're not allergic to either anime or 5e, come talk to us on our Discord. We have a casting call channel. It's very handy. It has the application form. We are also open to new players for our Saturday night games, which alternate between Exit to Eden and What in Space, and a series of one-shot indie games. And we could use both, players and guest GMs. So if you've made an indie game, or just really like one, let us know and we can run a stream of it for a one-shot. It'll be awesome. Yes, and tonight is G.I. Joe, and we don't use cash on this channel, because no one we know has any. So you can buy buffs and nerfs for the players with channel points. You can buy rerolls, which are pretty self-explanatory, story points, which allow us to do cool shit, and Joe debriefs, which is apparently us having brief GM powers. And I have taken off the cooldown from that, because, you told me that's what it was last week, when I had said initially it was a monologue. And thus, as a monologue, I said, let's not make the entire stream monologues and put a cooldown and limit. But now it is unlimited. So, chat, go nuts. Yep. That's what I got. I'm also the only moderator here right now. So, Discord. How you doing tonight, chat? You ready to watch us shoot some stuff in simulated make-believe violence? Oh yes, I put a content warning on the stream. There's gonna be guns and gore. Just saying. We do not condone real-world gun violence on this channel, but that's why we play RPGs. It's fun when it's make-believe, not so much when it's real. And, thank you, GM John, Pure Dark Nature 85, for buying a Joe debrief for Zardoz.
I'd buy another one, but it disappeared from the options.
I took off the I don't know. OBS is being extra bratty tonight. Sorry, chat.
Nope, there it is. It moved.
Oh, Trixie Twitch chat. Yeah. Sadly, Fennec couldn't make it tonight, and it's so quiet without her. Oh. You're left with the two, like, strong, silent asshole characters. Thank you. You also got me a Joe debrief.
Oh, this is the final session,
Yes.
so, you know.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Meanwhile,
Yeah, pretty much.
Story point. We have 2 rerolls in the pool. We have 2 story points for me and 1 for Babylon. So I have 1 Joe debrief. Babylon has 2, and Sawbones still has 1. But Fennec isn't here tonight.
So you can have it.
So.
That way you've each got 2.
Aw. Okay.
Otherwise, it's just going to go to waste.
Okay. Well, if Fennec shows up and has some opinions, you know, she might be in chat tonight. We'll see. She is working because her employer decided to change schedules at the last minute against their own rules. How nice of them. But yeah, all that aside, I think I've run out of things to say. But join the Discord. Join the Discord where the things I say make sense, and we have an excellent shitposting channel, courtesy mostly of Mercurqui, who is excellent at shitposting. The most excellent on all of the interwebs as far as I have seen. But you can add your own shitposting as we all try to catch up to Merc. I've run out of things to say. So over to GM John.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 3, where I try to rush this into a satisfying ending and give everyone their chance to shoot shit in the face like they're meant to. God damn it! It's G.I. Joe, powered by the SS20 system, developed by Renegade Game Studios, of which, if you haven't figured it out by now, we have opinions.
Though that said, this hasn't been so bad.
Yes,
This is very fun.
If you wish to make use of their Power Rangers book, I recommend picking up the G.I. Joe book as well. It is better laid out. It is much clearer in a lot of areas. And it also has a much more expansive equipment section, which can help you build a much more elaborate Power Ranger or Power Ranger variant. We
had a Power Rangers experience. We're all still a little scarred. Well, me and John are. Zardoz wasn't there, thank goodness. Zardoz was spared this tragedy. That was the lack of copy editing. Or did you play it somewhere else and hurt yourself?
I've read through the book a couple of times, but I haven't actually there's some problems, but I haven't actually tried the system out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a lot of those problems arose from the pre-generated characters.
They
were sent to me as free gifts for pre-ordering the book.
Here's your free gift of pain!
Here's your free gift of incomplete.
And this is probably why Renegade has never retweeted our streams. But, you know, that's okay. I can live with that.
There's also a channel that is doing a higher budget Power Rangers game using the SS20 system, and from what I hear, is well received.
Well, that's good.
Oh, good.
I've yet to actually watch any of their program, but they apparently have a much better budget, and they all play round table. They've all got
budget, meaning they can afford to pay their performers, and I can't. So, sorry, performers. I would if I could.
If I could do this for a living, I would. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for you to hop and skip your way through time, shooting a bunch of bad guys in the face that have punctured the sausage of time, allowing far too much of the sweet, sweet ooze and oil to come out and screw up everything, and gave you a Terminator Future War by way of Megatron and the Viacons.
About to get all Megatron up in here.
I mean, we thought it was Transformers initially. We thought initially we were fighting Decepticons, except, you know, our characters didn't know what those were, and it was awkward. And then we were shooting Nazis, and there's a time travel guy, and like, okay.
Point of order: I have not yet shot a Nazi.
You punched one a whole bunch.
I have a hammer.
It was hammer time. I got to shoot a whole bunch of Nazis.
Yes, you did.
And Sawbones set free an American GI who then started hacking a bunch of them with a fire axe, in a reference I did not understand at the time. We like our references on this channel. We are nerdkind. It is our way.
I prefer the references to the puns.
But I like the puns, so chat, pun away. They give me life. Zardos doesn't have to watch the chat, I do.
That's fair. That is very fair.
More puns!
Right. Well, now you're all going on a little bit of an adventure. When last we left off...
We already punched Nazis. What's next?
Punch more Nazis.
Well, I'll save more Nazi murder for further down the line. I don't want you to get too bored of murdering one of my favorite fictional adversaries in real life. But instead, when you are finally freed from the still flickering and unstable time tunnel in which you are all fired down like a couple of organic bullets, and Butler.
Oh yes, we have new Butler.
You all emerge into a swelteringly hot, humid jungle environment.
So are we in Nam?
And Stopwatch is able to figure that out, tapping away on the computers that he has on his forearms. He goes,
Friendly Fire just followed the logical, well, Americans versus big anti-American adversaries. Vietnam seemed the logical choice, because no one ever remembers Korea happened.
oh, no, you misunderstand. Korea is... You can't go back and screw with the Korean War. Look, everyone thinks that World War II is a fixed point in time. People go to World War II and fuck with stuff all the time. Nobody's dumb enough to screw with what happened during the Korean War. There's a whole secret war that went on at that point, and messing with that even slightly could cause the Earth to go hurtling into the sun.
I was there. I remember.
I kind of want to know, but I also kind of don't. What are we shooting? What's next? I'm not good at the sophistry.
You hear the sounds of screams coming off in the jungle. And as the wind blows in your general direction, you catch the smell of scorched flesh and hair.
Target acquired.
Yeah, seems that way. Yeah.
Now would probably be a good time to describe our characters.
To give everyone a refresher, yes. Run down Friendly Fire and Babylon for me, won't you?
Babylon, you go first. Alphabetical order.
Babylon is dressed in a suit of very, very, very ornate high-tech armor that does not look like it belongs in anything resembling a Vietnam or really any battlefield on this planet. There's a very large cannon mounted over the shoulder of it, and he has a very large hammer just sort of magnetically attached to his hip.
And covered in Nazi guts. Or shapeshifter guts.
I assume those came off in the time travel tunnel, like a car wash.
There's a little bit that's like caught in the ornate crevices, but yeah, mostly.
And what is your role in focus? Since we are doing this as educational.
I think I'm a vanguard who happens to be a juggernaut.
That sounds amazing. Yes. And
I have powered armor and an energy shield, in addition to being a paladin, basically. Is a good way to look at how this character works if you're comparing it to another game that involves dragons and or subterranean locations.
Paladin with an armed cannon.
Yes. Yo, Joe.
And Friendly Fire, by contrast, also looks like she's in the wrong movie. But she is wearing she's stocky build like me because principles. No, she's fat like me because principles. But she's still wearing a very flattering trench coat that doubles as armor. Black trench coat. She is a renegade door kicker, but which mechanically is like a barbarian. But I just rewatched I just watched for the first time the movie Equilibrium, and so she is one of those cold burn barbarians, which goes into reckless abandon and gun kata. So she's covered in guns, but also has a katana on her back. It's not a really effective place to keep a katana, but, it's like her comfort katana. She doesn't feel right if it's not, sticking into her shoulder blades.
It worked for the legendary Dark Knight skin.
I'll take your word for it. And last game, friendly fire jumped in front of 3 giant robot tanks and blinded all of them in one round. One series of turns.
Yep.
Whoops.
Yep.
I forgot there were other players. Sorry. Or maybe I thought there were more tanks.
Well, hopefully this encounter will give you all something a little bit more meaty to sink your teeth into.
Hello, Phoenix Zova. Yes, gun kata. I finally know what they're talking about, and it's awesome. And I think I figured out how to do it mechanically with the door kicker mechanics.
I'm not going to tell you what I did to somebody last session, but it involved a Hitler and not him being complete when it was over with.
A Hitler. Apparently shapeshifters were a big deal in World War II.
Well, time-traveling shapeshifter.
Yeah, man.
I am 2 for 2 on Hitler's, though.
So, okay. Screaming, scent of death and burning flesh. Let's go kill things.
Ah, yes. So you all go terracing through the jungles, trying to find a location, and you are greeted by several American soldiers running away from a figure that appears armored to a point. There are these massive shoulder pauldrons and chest plate, and everything is in a fitted power suit-like design, but is done in military green camo, so as to look like it almost might have been power armor built by the U.S. military. There is a shield affixed to one arm, and the other hand has been replaced by a flamethrower. And while you see one of the hard helmets on the head, the face beneath it is no longer a face. It is a scorched human skull with a pair of serpentine eyes in the sockets. And when the jaw does open, a still flesh tongue comes out, but the tip of the tongue, as it rolls out to its full 5 feet of length, is actually tipped in serrated edges, looking almost like the serrated edges of a knife made out of natural bone.
That's coming out of his jaw?
His mouth opens.
His mouth opens and... Okay.
And the final 6 or so inches of the tongue appears to have serrated bone-like qualities to it.
I shoot it.
Stopwatch, you happen to know who this is for the people who are playing along at home?
Is Stopwatch streaming?
Well...
Concorla. That's a no thank you from me. Let's shoot it.
So, how much time did you spend dealing with Cobra Commander before he became Cobra Commander?
Not that much.
That's the guy in the metal mask? Well, one of
them?
No,
that's one of the biological weapons he made before he wound up taking over the organization that would become Cobra.
All right.
That used to be an American serviceman of some kind.
Well, I guess we put him out of his misery. That can't be fun.
So yes, you may feel free to take your shot, but then we'll roll initiative.
Oh, now I have to bring up... Pardon me, chat. I have to bring up all my wacky stats again. First turn of combat. Okay. When you surprise an enemy, you gain 1 extra attack with a shotgun or machine gun. And okay. I attack twice instead of once. Okay, so I have 3. I get to shoot this guy 3 times.
All right. Roll for me.
All right, bring up the Google roller because my physical dice hate me forever.
Shoot to hit his evasion.
What are you doing, Google? Okay, so that's so I have a skill spec in shotguns. So I roll a d20 plus all of the polyhedrals, but take the highest polyhedral.
Yes.
4, 6, 8. You will be my D2 because I don't feel like looking for a coin right now.
Yeah. Yes's 20 system makes use of all the die sizes between the D20 and the D2, of which they have official ones.
Well, that's an interesting spread. I got a 3 on my D20, but I got an 8 on my D8. 8, 9, 10, 11. I got an 11 on my first one.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're trying to, not hit the servicemen that are running away, firing blindly at this monstrosity, and you're like, no, son of... Bam! Stop blocking shots! Feel free to take your other 2 shots if you'd like.
Okay.
And then I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Yes. All right.
11.
An 11 for you. All right. Babylon got an 11. Well, that's right. I need to roll for Sawbones.
Okay, now the electronic dice also hate me. That's a 9.
Again, you think you got a beat on him, but then the next thing you know, you just see another soldier coming the way. It's like, God damn it!
Okay, that's better. That is... I'm not gonna... It's a dirty 20. And I got an 8 on my D8.
Okay, which means if there was a critical feature available to your weapon, that would trigger.
Shotguns.
Yeah, rather than critical hits doubling the die damage, because there is no die of damage in the SS20 system, it's usually just a flat numerical value. Additional features would kick in at this point, such as stun qualities, or paralysis, or...
Would that be alternative effects?
Alternative effects would be one of the options that could come up on a critical, yes.
Yeah, on effects all I have is 1 sharp and multi-attack. But I already did the multi-attack, so it doesn't look like I get any cool stuff on a shotgun.
Yep.
Oh well.
Terribly sorry, but you do manage to hit the poor bastard and inflict on him your 1 sharp damage.
Yay! If it seems like damage is kind of low here, it's because we only have I only get 5 to 9 hit points depending on if I'm not raging.
Yeah.
So,
yep. This is a
very dramatic.
The system can feel underpowered, but then you remember that your enemy can also, only sometimes exceed that value. In this case, this one actually does exceed the 9 hit point value by quite some. So yes, now we enter into proper initiative order, because now this snake-eyed skull has turned its attention towards all of you. You're the only ones that seem to have actually, hit it in any meaningful way. And it is now trundling towards you, identifying you seemingly as the greatest threats on the battlefield. Which brings us first and foremost to friendly fire. If you just roll me your initiative so I know if you're going before or after stopwatch.
Yes, let me do that. I have too many things. Hold on. Okay, fuck. Just rolling my initiative. 12.
12. All right. So you will be going after Stopwatch and your lumbering antagonist. Stopwatch will be opening fire on this thing, using his little not repulsor blasters from the palm, which he unfortunately misses, and he only gets one attack. So he fires, but again, the last of the U.S. soldiers are fleeing and blocking shots. Like, I don't want to screw up the timeline any more than it already is. Which then brings us to our horrific monster here, who is going to be aiming the flamethrower cannon at you all. And he's going to roll like shit.
Yay, I'm contagious.
So that's a total of a 3. So he raises the flamethrower cannon and begins firing off, and you're all just sort of like, oh, he's aiming too high, and we just limbo underneath the cone. Which then brings us in the initiative order to friendly fire, if you would.
I'm gonna shoot him again a bunch of times.
Please do so.
Oh, first I'm going to go into Reckless Abandon, which is like Rage, but not necessarily ragey. Because I'm a cleric. The other kind. I have no feelings. And I'm just going to attempt to do the same thing I already did.
Alrighty.
And hopefully the dice are less awful to me this time.
Click, click, boom, boom.
Ooh, a 19 is much nicer. Thank you, dice.
And a 19 will hit.
And the highest is a 7, so that is a 26.
A 26 will also hit. And you got a third attack now at this point, or is that only when taking enemies by surprise?
Yes, I think that's only when I'm, yes, when you surprise an enemy. So,
right.
This is only 2. However, hold on. Oh, you gain an edge on all your attacks with a shotgun or a machine gun. But I don't think I can get much higher than a 19, and it doesn't give us a double anything for a nat 20, so I'll just remember that for next roll. Blah, blah, blah. I was just I color-coded it and everything. I swear I had prepared for the assignment today. Okay. Oh wait, that's multiple target attacks, but we only have one target, right?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna roll everything again.
Okay.
Okay, and that is a 17 and a 5, so that is a 22.
So you're getting a third attack?
No, I only rolled one attack so far.
Ah.
I get 2.
Aha. Yes. That also hits.
Yeah, I got a 19 and then I added a 7 to it. For a 26.
Okay. So yes, you done fired 2.
Blam, blam.
Oh yes. You have definitely begun to scuff up that armor. It's not anywhere near as nice as Babylon. Speaking of Babylon, it's your turn. Please cave this thing's skull in before it traumatizes the audience at home anymore.
I mean, I could do that, but I was going to do cool stuff.
No, do cool stuff.
Okay. I'm going to activate Concentrate Fire, designating the bad guy, spending one of our story points.
Mm-hmm.
So all of us get a free 2 upshifts to the attack roll.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Till the end of the encounter.
Nice.
I'm going to Inspiring Words as a move action. Chris, to give them an additional +2 upshift on their next skill test. And then for my action, I'm going to shoot this prick in the face.
Alrighty then.
So, I grab some dice.
So while that's being done, for those of you at home, a fairly sizable feature in the SS20 system is the sliding dice shift, where things in the encounter can slide up or down the die that you would be rolling, to the point where it can affect your likelihood of success or failure so far that you just get an automatic success or an automatic failure.
Also, you can buy us more story points with channel points.
I got a 17 to hit him.
A 17 will hit. That is his evasion.
He will take 2 points of sharp damage to the face, as he gets hit by one of the cannons.
Nicely done. You roll the cannon round, blam! Bits of bone are fired off. A helmet goes flying away. Will that be it for your turn, sir?
Yes, that's all I have to do.
Okay. Sawbones, being the physician that she is, will run off to go tend to some of the wounded and scorched soldiers, while Butler turns around and attempts to provide covering fire. And Butler narrowly misses with a 16.
Did you count his 2 upshifts?
No, I did not. You are absolutely correct. That was a muck-up on my part.
That's okay. I sometimes forget he's here too.
And he's British now.
He is British now.
They were a Valley Girl before.
I kind of missed the Valley Girl version, but you know.
And that one does hit. So, yes. A bullet is then fired as you watch as one of the reptilian eyes ruptures in the socket, and this thick, green, viscous, slightly luminescent goop just starts pouring down the ruined skeletal face. Which brings us back to everybody's best friend, Stopwatch, who goes, "This thing seems a lot more durable than the ones he designed before." Oh, that's right. He gets an upshift as well. So that is a... Jesus Christ, man. Actually, no. That one just barely hit with the shit roll of D20. So, yeah. He not repulsor blasts again, causing it to stagger back just a little bit.
I mean, he's really good at time travel.
Yeah.
We're good at shooting things. That's just... This is how it shakes out.
Yep. Which now brings us to the Abomination's turn. And, it's begun to prioritize its threats. And it has prioritized Babylon as its threat. So... it is at this point where you see a bayonet flip out from the edge of the flamethrower. And it lunges at Babylon, deeming the one also in the body armor to be the next business threat, and possibly to incorporate the cannon into his own arsenal, because that shit was cool. And, you know, you all suddenly seemed a lot more effective and emboldened by his words, so clearly the leader, clearly the threat.
Bring it, nerd.
Which now brings us to this, and we give him the roll, and that is a 24 for his first melee attack.
That's against toughness?
That would be against your toughness, yes.
Okay. My toughness is 28.
Okay. So, he lunges at you, takes a slash, goes for another lunge, because he can take 3 knife attacks because the
Nice.
flamethrower is a cone. And he manages to either miss you or ping off of your armor with each shot because he rolled a 24, a 17, and a 23. Both of which were on natural 20s on the D20.
Question.
Hmm.
I have the ability to take a contingency action to attack something that enters my reach.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do so now?
Sure.
I will. Now, you made a mistake here as it enters my punching range. You got too close. You should have stayed back with your flamethrower.
Oh, hi, Dave. We're beating up a snake monster in a suit of armor. I think.
The flamethrowing revenant will remember this.
It has foolishly walked into Babylon's punch.
Sorry, what was that?
Does a 24 hit him?
A 24 beats his toughness, yes. His
I have
toughness
no
is
idea.
21.
I have no idea how much damage his hammer does. You never told me.
Okay. Well,
So-
normally, unless it specifies otherwise, it does 1 damage.
Well, it's the hammer. It's the Magnus hammer.
Oh, yes. Yes, you're right. I forgot that you got that one. Oh.
So
Right.
I don't know what it does, but it hit him in his face.
Yep.
Thank you for the reroll, Dave. We have 3 rerolls in the pool.
So you swing out and you crack this thing right in the chassis, and you hear the sound of metal creaking inwards, bones cracking, and the sounds of gears maybe snapping off of their positions. And with a little bit of oomph, you're able to pull the hammer out of the dent you have made in the side of this thing. Because, and you're right, I did forget to tell you this, but the Magnus hammer does 3 blunt damage.
Oh, that's unfortunate for it.
And it staggers back in a great deal of discomfort and pain, and it seems like it cannot properly move the left side of its body. The arm is a little slow to move, and the leg appears to be dragging.
But it's still up.
Oh, it's still up.
Oh, good.
Friendly fire, it's your turn.
Because fun fact, one of, I believe, the door kicker thingies is that I don't get a penalty for shooting someone with a shotgun within too small a range. Let me double check my homework.
I was going to say something
yes.
inappropriate.
You do not suffer penalties for using a shotgun or submachine gun while within reach of an enemy.
Okay.
So, I'm going to try to walk right up to him on his right side and try to put the shotgun just directly in his shoulder.
Go for it.
And go blam.
Go. Do.
Okay, so 2 upshift 2 plus upshift 2. My targeting was a D8. What is it now? Is that
Upshift
4
2
up?
would be D12, and then you get another upshift 2, which would be 3D6.
So I'm rolling all of these dice because I have a skill spec in shotguns.
Yep. So you would roll
Okay.
your D2, your D4, D6, D8, D10, D12. Then you would roll 2D8, and then you would roll 3D6, which were the next 2 upshifts. Just 1 upshift short of an automatic success.
I found 4. What do you want me to do?
I didn't make that jibe, so I am happy with the help. So let me start by rolling this. So then I add another D10, D12, and I'll just roll 3D6s. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The highest would be the 11 on the D12. Math brain, math. That is a 25.
A 25 definitely surpasses his evasion.
Blam.
And it does sharp damage, right?
Yeah, 1 sharp.
4 upshift, you jammed it into the shoulder, you pulled the trigger. Yeah, I'd say you also severed the cable that went from the flamethrower arm to the actual fuel pack strapped to his back.
That's what I like to hear.
So he is now just pouring flammable liquid down his back and around his feet.
Flammable liquid, you say?
The fuel for the flamethrower.
So, Chris is not an expert in real guns, but if I shotgunned at the liquid, could that ignite the rest of him?
At the liquid, no. But if you shot at an armored component of him and the buckshot caused a spark which lit it on fire, yes.
Would declaring I do that require a success and a story point? Or just a big success?
I'm more than happy to accept this as a success because we're just trying to move through this at this point.
Okay.
We've only got a couple hours to end this particular storyline.
Then we'll roll all these dice again, and I will do that. 3d6s is not as spectacular as I was suggested. Anyway, roll all the dice, Google. Ooh! Starting with a 17. And that is a 26.
Alright, so you turn the gun low, pull the trigger, buckshot fires, inflicts the 1 sharp damage, causes a spark, and ignites the fuel, which runs up the back.
And then I just...
Unfortunately? You are in point-blank range as the fuel climbs into the fuel tank strapped to its back.
I have an evasion of 23, and I also have bonuses that I cannot take. Well, reduce damage. Explosive traps and other harmful areas of effect suffer a snag when attacking you.
Okay, so we'll roll this with a snag.
I was going to activate my fire shield, but I didn't get my initiative.
Oh, and also, any turn where you do not move more than 5 feet, you may defend as a free action, because I took the general perk Dodgy.
So, both D20s and the D6 all came up once.
I like those odds.
So his snag came up at 2. So...
my evasion is a 23.
For the sake of narrative at this point, you're ducking low, Babylon comes in and wraps his shield up in front of both of you as he detonates. Fire everywhere, stopwatch just goes, I'm a coward over here, thanks! As you provide a blank area from the explosion. And after the wave of the explosion ends, you start all to stand up, and then the ruined skull just comes crashing down into the ground after having been launched straight into the air. A spinal column that is equal parts of bone and mechanical component, leaking out more of this fluorescent green viscous liquid.
I was going to grab it by the tongue and pull the tongue and then just beat it in the head with my hammer.
Oh,
but you took away my fun.
Sorry, bro.
Well, don't worry. That's not the thing that was fucking with the time stream, so you can still do that.
Oh. I had a feeling that wasn't the only thing we would have to deal with. Babylon, do you want to go first next time?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I will reload my cannon and stopwatch. Find me a chronometric distortion.
Actually, there appears to be one heading this way. If we move eastward, we'll run right into it.
You're going to sanitize this technology so that it doesn't stick around in this timeline?
Oh, we don't need to worry about that. He made sure that no one else was going to get their hands on this technology. And as you can see, the armor, the flesh, the mechanics itself are all beginning to dissolve. Cobra Law tech. Disturbing as shit, but you gotta love how it cleans up after itself.
Fucking hate that guy.
At least he's less disturbing than the stuff Galobulus does.
That was the guy I was referring to.
Oh yeah, no, this was made by Cobra Commander, not Globulus. Globulus was, I still remember when he released that viral plague.
I really need to catch up on my G.I. Joe history. I say in character.
Yeah.
Or maybe I shouldn't. Is it worth it?
Well, Globulus is dead by my point in time, so not super worried. And we also found all of his labs and set them on fire.
Good. So what are we fighting here? So we're fighting Cobra Commander? Or
No.
Cobra Commander 1.0?
No, he's supposed to be here. If I'm reading this right, and
well,
if
the Nazis were supposed to be there too, but they had an interloper. So what are we fighting?
My best guess, we are currently dealing with. So, Iron Claw, the head of Scar or Chaos, depending upon the timeline.
Okay.
He had a daughter. By my point in time, and being an ex-Soviet bloc Eastern European dictator-esque fellow, his daughter kind of followed in his footsteps. So she's probably here working with the communist-aligned forces in order to facilitate an expansion of Soviet control, which she will eventually work her way into.
Okay.
Yes, you looked like you had a question about one.
No.
No?
Just a thought.
Okay.
Share with the class?
No, it'll be funnier when it happens in character.
So, do you just want to run in guns a-blazing, or do you want to attempt to flank them, or do you just want to take hidden positions here? Because it looks like they're heading towards your position right now, based on the coronal energy disturbances.
I like taking them by surprise. But, Babylon, what do you want to do?
Surprise is fine.
Okay. Because I get bonus attacks with surprises.
Excellent, excellent. Was there a stealth skill here? I don't
There
recall.
is.
Am I still quadrupled up shit? Is this the same combat, or will we re-roll?
This will not be the same combat, no.
Okay.
There's infiltration.
Yes, there it is. All right. If that is the case, then I would very much like for all of you to roll me infiltration in order to see how well you hide.
I have a 16. I'm not very good at this.
Get rid of too many dice in this window. So roll that. Well, that's a nat 1.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
And... Oh no, but D4. Alright. Not that I'm not sure it matters. So that's a 3 total on my infiltration. So clearly, black trench coats are a little conspicuous here.
Yeah, a little bit. So you think you've hidden yourself. Babylon and Stopwatch are able to hide themselves best as they can tell. And it's only once you're all in your positions that you realize that Stopwatch was not paying attention. She was a little preoccupied dealing with people who were injured by this thing rampaging its way through the trees.
You mean Sawbones?
Sawbones, yep, what did I say?
You said Stopwatch.
Sorry, Sawbones. That's my bad.
Thank you for the player reroll, Concorla. Nice to see you again. Point of communist order. We really, really hate the Nazis.
They do.
Yeah, there's a reason General Blitzkrieg and Ranny work together very, very rarely. I mean, come to think of it, the only time they've ever really worked together is a thing that may come up in an actual campaign, but not right now.
Nice.
So yes, you all take your positions, and coming through the trees are what look like several Viet Cong soldiers, and a...
Oh, wait, I have a reroll. We have 4 rerolls in the pool right now. Fuck it.
So use your reroll while I set the team then.
I would like to reroll the nat 1, yes.
Reroll your nat 1.
Well, now it's a 9. But it's not a nat 1. So I fail, but not spectacularly.
Okay.
And I have used a reroll. We have 3 rerolls in the pool.
So, at the head of these troops is a figure about 5'8" in a long blue coat with a silver mask that covers half of her face, and the bottom half ends in 3 jagged points like this. It very much looks like her father's mask cut in half. And strapped to her arms are what looks like a van brace covered in tiny missiles.
Whistling birds.
And she also has in her hand a definitely not from this era looking laser pistol. Looks like something that might have been churned out by Mars Industries for Cobra. Or for G.I. Joe before they found out Mars Industries was in bed with Cobra. And they are marching in, and it takes Sawbones a minute to be made aware of them until they start firing into all of the dead American soldiers, or dying American soldiers, to make sure that they are, in fact, dead.
Grr.
Yep.
Nope.
And when Sawbones gets up to intercede and Butler gets in the way, that is when they begin firing concentrated fire, causing Sawbones to have to take cover. And they are so distracted by Sawbones, who was standing out in the open, that they don't appear to have noticed you, friendly fire, with your infiltration roll of 11. So,
Fennec, hi!
Would you all like to fire upon them blindly, causing great deals of harm and havoc?
Yes.
How many of them are there?
There are a half dozen Viet Cong soldiers, and then Iron Claw Jr.
Oh, okay.
Do you want us to roll initiative first?
Yeah, roll initiative first. We'll get that out of the way.
Ooh, nat 20.
I have a 12.
Thank you, Fennec. You got us more rerolls. We're gonna need them, maybe.
That was a 12. You said, Babylon.
Yes.
Right, and Sawbones. That's a 21. And what's oh. There it is. Wow. Sucks to be you. It's not you, not you, not you. Where are the statistics for you? I just had them.
If you want to take the shot at her, I can clear the minions.
That's what I was thinking. She'll take out the leader, and let me double check the multi-target attack.
Yeah, there we go. And their initiative is a 4 is what that is. So they will be going very last. And Stoppy. That's not too shabby at all, my friend. Not too shabby at all. Friendly Fire, what did you roll?
I rolled a nat 20.
Just a total of a 20?
Yeah, I don't have any additional dice for initiative.
Okay, so you rolled that with a snag then.
Okay, that's what I do. Oh, Goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
if you try to use a skill without any ranks put into it, you have to roll it as a snag.
Okay.
Remember that she has an edge on initiative checks because of one of her talents, one of her general perks.
Oh wait. Yeah.
So
Okay,
she
so
she rolls a flat out.
Yeah, that cancels out then. Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Which gives you the total of a 20 then. Which means that Stopwatch, who managed to roll a 23, will be the first one to open, or the first one able to act at this point. And rather than actually open fire, because he realizes he's getting really, really bad at this, he instead is going to activate one of his special abilities. And he is going to... He taps away on his little computer grids here, and suddenly the barrels of all of your guns get these little glowing orange rings around them, and they start to spin very, very quickly. He is basically speeding up the velocity of things traveling through the barrels, which will double the damage you do when you hit.
That's obnoxious.
Okay.
But only your firearms.
Oh no.
The Magnus armor does the Magnus hammer does enough damage on its own.
I mean, that's probably true.
The Magnus hammer, does it exist outside of time and space? And thus is immune.
Look, no one is gonna miss it. Gonna miss Ironclaw's daughter. Let's be perfectly honest about this. So he buffs all of your equipment, which then brings us in the initiative order to Sawbones, who is cowering and commands for Butler to return fire. So Butler will pop out. For Queen and country. That is
Unfortunate choice of words, Butler.
Which actually should be enough to... Yeah, that is enough to shoot one of the VCs. So one of them gets a bullet in the shoulder, which hinders its ability to function as a...
Fennec has given Stopwatch a Joe debrief.
Okay. Limited GM powers to the GM.
They do it on perception check a lot. But they don't really let their GM talk, so it's kind of... It hits different there. Thanks,
Cool.
Fennec.
Um,
Well, I mean, she gave it to Stopwatch specifically, so not the
Yeah.
GM.
But I'm Stopwatch. All right. Cool. After that is friendly fire with 20. Well, what do you do?
Are they surprised?
They'll be surprised by you,
Okay.
but they saw Sawbones.
Alright, does that mean I qualify for getting a third attack?
Yes.
Okay. And I keep forgetting I have an edge on all attacks with my shotgun. My trusty shotgun. So... Oh, and they both suck. An 8 or a 9. Wow, thanks. And I have shotgun specialty, so 4, 6, 8. So 9 plus 14. Let me make sure I don't have any additional bonuses. Well, they get 3 attacks.
Blam! Blam! Blam!
Yeah, so I will, so I assume... I would assume a 14 does not hit.
You're aiming at the goons, or you're aiming at Randy?
I'm aiming at Junior.
Yeah, no, a 14 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Okay. So then I'm going to try to do the exact same thing and see if it hits different. And roll all the dice. Slightly better. That is a 16. No, that is an 18.
I'm afraid an 18 does not cut it either.
I'm going to use a reroll.
She's a tough one.
Yeah, I figure. She's leveled. She is not hampered by armor. So I reroll that. Why are you like this, dice? That is another 18. So I guess that still doesn't hit.
Right, not.
Alright, then I will roll one more time. Because I still don't know what story points do, and if I try to open the book, it will crash my computer, which is currently running the stream.
Okay.
Jesus, now I'm rolling like shit. So that is an 11.
All right. So you come out, swing around, bam, bam,
Oh,
bam.
I've forgotten how guns work, apparently.
And as you do, the hand that is not currently holding a gun, which actually for her would be right because she's left-handed, the buckshot all seems to wind up catching on a barrier being generated from a bit of kit on her palm.
See, that wasn't you being bad at guns. That was her being good at force fields.
Okay. I don't know. Could I spend a story point to have her force field shut or do a Joe? I'm bad at this.
If you want to use your Joe debrief to go, I was really fucking frustrated by this, but then all of a sudden the thing started spazzing out. Maybe she'd overheated it. Maybe a bit of shrapnel gotten past and hit something. All I know is it stopped working after that.
Let's go with that. I missed the target, but I hit the tree, and my buckshot, probably combined with all the jungle humidity and time travel stress, shorted out her stupid force field. So that was the last time I missed.
And just for the record, I will bring up story points, the Great Equalizer, which is exactly what the section is called in the book.
Okay.
They are mean-spirited.
Yes. So, gaining and using story points, spending story points. You can re-roll any die result of a 1. You can roll a skill test as if it is specialized. You can add +5 to a defense before dice are rolled, or a +1 to a defense after the dice are rolled. So if you're encountering someone and you know that they have a pretty high bonus to hit by having, edge and a D12, you can just opt to give yourself a +5, or if they've already rolled and it's like, oh no, I can get over that with a +1, story point. You can get a clue when stumped, gain temporary access to a minor piece of equipment or tool useful in the scene, or some other general perk or game effect as decided is agreeable by the storyteller.
Mm-hmm. And some of us have stuff that we can activate with a story point.
Yes, there are, of course,
like Babylon did with the rousing speech. And I can basically use a story point to do a Tabaxi Zumi. But that's not going to help us here. So, okay.
No, but you do watch as it that's annoying.
Thanks to all of my early missions, fighting Chaos, unfortunately on behalf of Cobra, I know how to fuck up their force fields.
Which now brings us in the initiative order to everyone's favorite Babylon. Oh no, I'm sorry, actually, Ranny rolled one higher than you, so she actually gets to go first. And you have unfortunately made yourself a
target.
Yep. And that is rolled with edge.
But I've still got reckless abandon.
Yep.
And other stuff.
That is a... God, Lord woman, what the hell? Okay, finally. So that's against your... What is your evasion?
My evasion is 23, but also I did not move more than 5 feet, so I can defend as a free action. I think, does that apply here?
That would basically have me re-roll all of these attacks with snags. Well, actually, they would become straight rolls because she got to roll these all at an edge.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, let's see. No. That's better than the other one. Right. So, you're blocked by the force field. She whips around, begins firing. You're like, yep, nope, gun cutter blocking, gun cutter blocking.
Zoom! Zoom!
And there is now laser fire going left and right all around you as you are blocking using your shotgun as a baton
Bunk.
of some kind.
Bunk.
Which now brings us to Babylon.
I'm going to take the downgrade to my check to fire a burst shell into the Viet Cong.
Excellent.
If she is within that 20-foot burst radius, she is also going to get hit if I roll well.
You can catch her in that 20-foot burst, or you can get all the VCs at this point.
Well,
Because she's a little ahead of them.
Oh, it's a 20-foot radius. Is she
You
within
said
40
radius.
feet?
Okay. I misheard you.
No, not a problem.
Yeah, no, a 40 diameter explosion will catch all of them.
Okay. So, 8. I rolled a 19.
A 19, which will wind up taking out, or will wind up hitting everyone but her. She's able to, I guess, get launched out of the way by the explosion that winds up hitting all of her men.
Well, all of her men take 4 sharp damage and get to die. Because it's double because of the accelerator.
Yep. And they all have 3 hit points, aside from the one who got shot in the neck. So, with an explosion, you watch as Ranny is launched forward a few feet, as all of her men are basically detonated in a shower of bone and gore.
We can stop this if you want to.
I am not going back to a future where we are failing and losing. And they are no longer in the initiative order.
Well, I guess she's choosing violence.
Yep. Stopwatch's turn comes round, meaning the accelerator has ended for all of you. He is going to burn another feature. It's at this point that a bunch of blue rings start forming around the barrels of your guns because you can only have one of these features up at a time. This one will give you all an edge on your firearms attack rolls.
What if we already have an edge? Roll 4 dice. I don't know.
No, unfortunately, edges don't stack like that.
Okay.
That's a good point. I'm going to have to rethink his ability then. Because he was custom and I just sort of threw him together.
I mean, it's okay if it edges other people.
You know what? Screw it. He'll just he'll buff all of your damage again because we're trying to move through things. So the orange rings resume.
So now I just have to, hit the thing. I just have to hit.
And Butler gets to fire again. And Butler rolls like shit. So Butler does not manage to hit. Bang!
John, I spent my move action from last round reloading my cannon.
Mm-hmm. And that then brings us to friendly fire. What would you like to do?
I'd like to check my notes. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and hit her a bunch more with my shotgun.
Okay, roll to hit.
D20s, please behave. Nope. I'm using another reroll. Okay, that's better. That is a 21 to hit her with my shotgun.
21 will hit.
Thank you for the rerolls, chat. My electronic dice sometimes hate me too, but there's less emotional turmoil resulting from it. When physical dice fail me, it feels like a betrayal, and I can't deal with that while I'm streaming. So then I'm gonna shoot her again. Okay, so if my gun does 1 sharp, it now does 2 sharp?
Yes.
Okay. So, and it's no use of hitting other targets, because it looks like Babylon took out all the other targets.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. So, I'm gonna do the same attack and shoot her again.
Stop crashing. Yes, please.
And that is a 22.
That also hits.
Blam blam. But this is not a surprise attack, so I'm done.
Yep, but you took 2 big old chunks out of her, and she is
It's
none too happy about that.
It's nice getting to fight chaos for the good guys.
Yep. It is at this point that she attempts to break cover from the rest of you and fall back a ways. At which point she turns and begins firing rockets at you.
Alright. Fine.
Which is a 6, which I'm pretty sure you all beat on evasion.
Yup.
Yeah.
So, while turning and running, she fires one of the missiles from her wrist, and you're all just like, nah, bitch! And all manage to dodge the explosion. Somehow. Because she's terrible. Why are you so...
Chat, ARG dice are cursed tonight. Feel free to keep buying us rerolls.
It's
Oh.
gonna be a second.
Yeah, unfortunately, she can only fire one of those around because it's the AOE effect. All right, well, that brings next in the initiative order to Babylon.
Babylon, bring us home.
I'm gonna shoot her in the faceable region with my cannon again.
All right, shoot her in the face.
25.
25 will hit.
Cool. I'm gonna empty the clip to hit her twice for 8 damage total.
And 8 damage is exactly what you had left.
Splat.
So with a thump and a thump, a kablam, and the explosion causes the little rockets on her van braces to go off, rendering what remained of her battle mask and laser pistol and other defensive equipment to be reduced to indistinguishable bits of slag from the rest of her.
What is it with chaos and design flaws?
It's not a flaw, it's a feature.
Okay.
I will stand over the body and I'll just look down at her and say, we could have done this another way, but you had to be stubborn.
You know, I don't mind negotiation, I just shouldn't be the one negotiating. Just
Right.
It's good to work with Babylon.
So that's 2 of the 3 down. Now, unfortunately, comes the hard one.
Are you going to tell us before we jump through the portal, or are we going to find out when we get there?
Well, hold on. I'm narrowing down exactly when in the distant past they happen to land.
Distant.
Oh. So, hey, Babylon. How familiar are you with Predacons?
The name is familiar.
Okay. Because they're the one that got the time travel. And, oh, here we go. We only have to go back to 2 million BC to see what they screwed up.
Well, let's go bust a hammer off into space.
Yeah. All right, then. Fwah. Everybody into the portal, and hopefully after this, the timeline should be restored to about 90% of what it should be. We've been jumping around trying to patch holes in this thing. It's never going to be perfect.
Okay, just tell me what to shoot. I run through.
All right. Grab Sawbones and Butler, chuck them through. As you're hurtling through this tunnel in time, it's not blinking and glitching nearly as heavily as it was when you went through or when Stopwatch was dumped onto your feet. But it is still glitching somewhat, and the glitching gets worse as you're hurtling back. Because the further backwards in time Stopwatch explains you're traveling, the greater the likelihood that the slightest difference can have the greatest ramifications. And Predacons is not aiming for a minor change. You all eventually emerge on this rocky outcropping. And below you is this roiling ocean. The sky is filled with black clouds, lightning flashing above. But the lightning is purple.
Is it evil robots? She just points. Evil robots?
Evil robot technology.
Yeah.
And as he is tapping away, he's going, this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. I mean, according to this, we should be right on top of... As a pair of blades shoot through the chest of Stopwatch, and he is hoisted into the air before being unceremoniously chucked to the side by this figure now stepping out of... You want to say camouflage, but the way space warps around him...
So he's a predator?
No. Like, the way the space around him actually warped doesn't appear to be the same thing, but he went from being not there to there.
I shoot him.
Okay. You want to jump straight into it? Go for it. Roll to hit.
I mean, does Babylon make any attempt to talk to him?
I was about to, but you were going to...
Okay,
no. You have gone into shoot mode, and that's fine. Go ahead and take your shots.
Well, he did stab our ride home.
Yeah, but Sawbones is right there who could fix that.
Oh yeah, Sawbones is already working on Stopwatch at this point.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want me to not shoot him?
Oh, go ahead. You already started.
Okay. Well, it's not even a surprise round because he got the surprise on us.
Yep.
Well, you're shooting at him. He may not be expecting you to shoot at him. He doesn't. He is not the type that expects humans to be useful.
Okay, well, we'll let John decide whether or not I get 3 attacks or not. So we'll... Huh?
Afraid at this point, C-Clamp is well expecting you to open fire on him. He was anticipating your arrival.
Okay. Then... I'm gonna roll shotgun. I I critted on my D8, which does nothing with my shotgun, for a total of 23. I got a feeling a 23 is not high enough.
For C-Clamp, actually, the 23 is enough. He has the lower evasion of the three of them.
3 of them.
Try Predacons.
He's a combiner.
Okay.
So you may fire when ready.
Okay. And I blam blam.
All right.
And that is a 22.
A 22 will also hit.
What do I see as I'm shooting it?
The figure that emerged and stabbed Stopwatch is a fully mechanical form with a broad chest and shoulder area, very heavy in browns with subtle accents of purple throughout.
Chris?
Yes?
Just so that you know, if you target a single target with a something that has multiple a multi-weapon attack, you can hit them multiple times, and you upshift your attack by 1 per multi-attack. -1.
A multi-attack or multi-target, because the shotgun fires in a cone, not a weapon that allows you to make multiple attacks.
Is it a multi-weapon attack?
Under effects, it says 1 sharp and multi-attack. So, have I been doing this wrong the whole time?
I need to double check the shotgun.
If it says multiple targets or multi-weapon, there's a difference.
It's a learning experience for everyone, kids. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, no, because under, my katana gets multi-target. But I'm not using my katana. And that's under alternative effects.
The katana gets multi-target?
That's what I wrote down.
One moment here, we need to check this. Weapons, page 139 to 153.
Oh, and the submachine gun gets, multi-target downshift thingy.
Alright, standard.
Oh, that's neat.
Shotgun, medium projectile, pump-action shotgun, combat shotgun, short-range firearm that charges shells and bursts.
Also of note is the critical success rule on page 205.
One sharp. Multiple targets.
Okay, then I wrote that wrong.
Yeah.
Great.
Whereas the katana...
Well, don't worry about the katana. I'm not using that right now. And
Okay.
we go on break in 5 minutes. We can research the katana then.
Yep.
So, what did I do wrong?
Nothing.
Okay.
But do remember, if you critically succeed, you get to stack an additional attack effect, so you can actually apply damage a second time on a critical success.
Okay.
Or you can trigger an alternate effect in addition to the normal damage. That's on page 205.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will take full responsibility for missing that if I missed that.
Oh, it's one of them things.
This is a new game for all of us.
Yeah.
It also doesn't help that the PDF keeps crashing.
Yeah, that's a...
We haven't actually had a situation where it's come up where this might be relevant until now. So,
So chat, this is Magic Fish Radio, where we like playtesting games live on the air. Yay! But we like these characters, so we might do a longer campaign of this later. We'll see. At which point we will remember what's on page 205 without having to look it up. I'm not even going to try opening the PDF because I don't want to crash the stream.
And now it jumped me from page 189 to page 211.
Woohoo!
Critical success. If there's shows the highest number of value on one or more skill dice, except for the D2, and the skill test is successful, this is considered a critical success. In addition to whatever base effects the attack has, the attacker chooses to stack on an additional effect, often meaning the applying the damaging effect a second time, but it may instead have the option of applying an alternative effect from the attack's listed options. All right. Yep.
Okay. Did I crit on the first roll? I forget.
The second one, I think.
Okay. Well, yeah, I rolled a 4 on my D8 and my D4, so I guess I could use the one on my D4.
Well, yeah,
Yep.
you always pick the highest.
So, yeah. So if I can do 2 lethal, that would be awesome.
2 sharp.
Or 2 sharp.
Yep.
What game are we playing? I don't remember.
It's the one with dice. You'll be fine.
The one with the dice.
Yep. So you firing, you do a hefty chunk of damage there.
Sharp, sharp, sharp. Or sharp, sharp, sharp.
Blam! Blam! This figure stands over you by a good 2.5 feet.
Okay, well, so does Babylon. Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Nothing I'm not used to at this point.
And he takes a staggered step back and just begins to brush off the front. Don't try so hard, human. It's really not worth it.
I wait for Babylon to do what he was going to do.
Well, now I believe we're at the rolling of initiative because it's time for the combat to ensue, and hope to God his 2 friends aren't real close.
All right. At which point, since it is about time for us to take a break, how about we take an early break? We'll roll initiatives before we come back, and then get right into the violence.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm down with the violence.
Yay, simulated make-believe violence.
Robot smashing time. Dun, 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 dun,
Robots
dun.
in pieces. Alright, chat, this is where we take a 10-minute break while we're away. Look at the cute title cards I made for the other games. We don't have one for next week's Anime 5e yet because I've been job hunting and have 2.5 interviews this week. Been a bit crazy. So yeah. Get yourself a drink, get yourself some 3-minute ramen, and we'll see you in 10. Bye! Hello, chat. Do tell us if you can hear us. We've lost
Can-
half our viewers over break. Hooray.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, chat? Anyway, I will ramble on. Well, John, is that a yes?
Yes.
Awesome.
I muted myself here so I could hear. I was just waiting for the sound to actually catch up with the video.
Yes, there's a delay. Alright. Hi, chat. Whoever's left. This is Magic Fish Radio, and we are playing G.I. Joe Relics of War. A campaign that John made up because we didn't want to deal with pre-gens. Also, John has deep lore knowledge of many of the Hasbro properties, so we were promised ridiculousness on a very fun and epic scale, and thus far he has delivered. So, yay, we go into the last hour and change of this game, and it's gonna be wacky. This is Magic Fish Radio, and we do tabletop RPG streams on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Next week, we start a 4-part adventure where it's sort of a session 0, but somewhat more story active session 0, it sounds like.
0.5.
0.5. In Anime 5e, what is the name of the campaign again?
Devs in Isekai Land.
Woohoo!
Basically, if you've seen any isekai anime in the last 10 years or so, you've probably got a pretty good idea of how this is going to shape up and how it's going to play out.
But if you haven't, and you've seen Tron, you know what's going to happen.
So, chat, we have room. We still have room at the table for more players for that game. So, if you're interested, join our Discord and then fill out the application form on the Casting Calls channel, and or ask us about it in the Discord, because that's what it's for. And I generally make more sense there because I can edit my responses. But now,
sorry.
But now let's get back to shooting robots. Unless there's something else you wanted to add.
I was just going to say, join the Discord if nothing else, because even if you're not excited about Anime 5e, don't forget we're moving on to Star Wars afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think there's any space left at the table for Star Wars. We're full up for Star Wars. Thank you for your interest, but I think we're full.
Oh wow, I didn't realize I'd gotten that, but how many players do we have for Star Wars now?
We have 3 new players that have signed on that I haven't talked to yet. So it's two of Zardoz's friends, I think 1 friend of Fennec, and then pretty much, so I guess me, Zardoz, and Dracus from our regular Tuesday night players.
6 of us.
Yeah, so 6. So I'm gonna have to break out the larger Zoom screen.
Might also have to make this a little bit longer than 3 sessions in order for everyone to get enough screen time at that point.
We can we'll work this out in the Discord. Now let's shoot robots.
Yes.
Because we drew our initiative over the break. Wow, said someone.
So you turned and you opened fire into the chest of this broad, towering mechanical figure, and just tells you not to bother. Do either of you have a response or rebuttal to this before we actually kick in the initiative order?
I have one. You know you're going to lose, right? You lose in every single timeline. Every single time you try this, you fail.
Well, much as it pains me to say it, a deceptively cunning human once said, "Even if I fail, I'll still win."
Are you sure? Hammer.
All right, we'll actually enter into initiative now, which actually starts with Stopwatch, who is still bleeding on the ground. Sawbones is taking care of him, because special feature of knife hands. Awesome.
Rub some dirt on it and get back in the fight, nerd.
Which brings us next in the initiative order actually to, your friend and mine, C-Clamp.
So it's a Decepticon? Out of character, because my character doesn't know what those are. What is it?
He's a Predacon, but evil Cybertronian.
Chat, put a link in chat.
He's a Decepticon-like.
Okay.
A descendant thereof.
Decepticon 2.0 or 1.0?
3.4.
Okay.
Yeah.
C-Clamp?
Hold on. Putting it into the chat.
Predacons is also a fun option because there are 3 of them.
Yeah. C-Clamp is a member of Tripredacus, so I have just shared Tripredacus's wiki page, so you may click on the 3 components at your leisure.
Ms. Chrysilla needs a visual aid.
Yeah, they're looking a little less bestial. They have their Cybertronian forms, not their we're stranded on ancient Earth forms.
Oh, Tripredacus, that's the guy he mentioned that I'm like, I don't know what's going on, let's shoot things.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, C-Clamp. I thought it was C-Clamp. But it's... Okay.
Equally funny. Give him the clamps.
I assumed there was a pun involved.
There probably is.
Futurama reference. Give him the clamps. All right. So, because you done shot at him, he is going to come at you. What is your toughness? Friendly fire.
My toughness is a 20, which I can double. Let me double check.
You don't need to. He rolled a 14, so he swings out at you with one arm, and you're just like, nope.
Actually, with toughness, wouldn't it be he hits me and it doesn't do anything?
Toughness is your physical defense, so it's a case of you dodged it or you tanked the hit. Evasion is your ranged defense.
Oh, okay. So thematically, an evasion success could also hit me. It just doesn't do any damage for whatever reason.
Yeah,
because I'm wearing armor.
And his second attack is a 23.
And this is still my toughness? Oh yeah, because it's ranged.
No, because melee.
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 Like you said, toughness is melee contact and evasion is ranged.
And then willpower and cleverness are your psychic defenses.
Yes.
Or your psychic and social defenses. But social damage is a thing here. Just like in V5. I don't like those rolls.
Roll with the punches. By 6th level, your sharpened senses allow you to protect yourself at the slightest sign of trouble. Once for combat, you can double your toughness, willpower, or evasion against one attack or effect.
Okay.
I have not turned on my Reckless Abandon yet, so I'm going to double my toughness.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get hit.
So you managed to dodge the first one, but the second one's coming in. You don't have time to dodge. You just... You skid back about 1.5 feet as you just catch it like... No!
Oh, shoot. Have I been tracking my Reckless Abandon?
You've activated it twice.
Today, I activated it twice. But I activated it 3 times in the previous episode. So I am at 5. Let me...
I'll roll
double check some things.
Check in the interim because they're next in the initiative order. Okay.
Hold on, I think I get...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay. Upon reaching Bravado, upon reaching 13th level, if you begin a combat encounter with no uses of Reckless Abandon remaining, you regain 1 use of Reckless Abandon. So...
That's obnoxious.
Yep. This is where we're getting into the barbarianism of too angry to die.
Mm-hmm.
Or rather, too angry to not be angry. Okay, so... So I'm not in Reckless Abandon now, so I think it's okay for me to dodge that, that thing.
So you tank that attack. That ends C-Clamp's turn, which brings us to Sawbones, who is working on stopwatch. Butler fires, rolls a critical success on C-Clamp, inflicting 2 damage on him.
Nice.
Good for him, good for him. Unfortunately, friendly fire, as C-Clamp's fist is being pulled away from your abdomen, you watch as space warps behind Babylon, and a new contender enters the ring. In what could best be described as what looks like a maroon breastplate, another mechanical figure emerges, as the Predacon Ramhorn steps out and attempts to cold cock Babylon. Yes.
I have a contingency action as a free action, which means I'm going to sucker punch someone who enters my reach with my hammer. Like this truck just showed up behind me.
Yep.
You can go ahead and hit me for the damage. I'll be more than happy to take it. My defense is 31. My toughness is.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you use different die. There we go. So close. Rolled a 20 on his 20 and a 10 on his 10 for a total of a 30.
Well,
But
that
it's a
sucked.
But the critical success technically doesn't succeed because he doesn't hit the 31 DC.
I would like to hit him back.
So yeah, you see the look of confusion on Friendly Fire's face, the slight micro twitches. It's like, there's someone behind me, isn't there? Oh, well, bam!
Oh no. Does a 30 hit him?
Yes, it does.
Then he can have 6 points of Magnus Hammer damage to the face.
Ho, 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 ho.
Unless it has a really cool critical effect, in which case he can have 3 and that.
If you were using it for restorative purposes on a Cybertronian, then yes, but I don't think you're trying to restore Ramhorn here.
No, I'm going to break him. Break him real
Yeah.
good.
Oh, that's what it... I know what that is now. I remember. I saw that cartoon.
Oh yeah, you took out you take out basically you rip the front of his breastplate off, exposing a lot of his inner workings, including his pulsing, glowing spark chamber, because you took off half his hit points with that one. Whew.
Let me know when it's my initiative.
Yep. First is Friendly Fire.
Okay. I'm gonna shotgun him. Because I don't take penalties. I don't take penalties for being too close to him.
Okay, C-Clan, go for it.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this crab monster guy. I was promised evil robots, and I got a crab monster. This is bullshit.
He's a robot crab monster.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
They don't have the bestial components. They're not bothering with beast modes.
Okay, and shotgun 4, 6, 8. I blam him for a 21.
21 hits.
Okay. And then I'm gonna blam again for, let's see. Ooh, a nat 20 and a nat 8 on the d8 for a 28. With the shotgun, does that mean I get to do extra kablam?
That means you get to double your damage. Yep.
Yay! So that's 1 sharp and then sharp sharp.
Yep.
Fuck you, crab dude. Fuck you.
It is now Babylon's turn.
Cool. I'm going to look right at C-Clamp while I do this, as I hit Ramhorn in his spark chamber with the Magnus Hammer.
Is it like you're doing it over the shoulder, or is it you're facing him and...
Like this, wham!
Ah, yes.
Oh,
like...
no. Oh, oh.
Hey, John, does a... Oh, no, that's an 8. Does a 28 hit him in his spark chamber?
Yeah, it does.
Cool, because he can take the 6 damage from the critical hit I just hit him with in his spark chamber.
Nice. And remember, we still have 4 rerolls. And you have oh, you're out of story points, but you have 2 Joe debriefs.
I get a story point at the beginning of every session because I have educated. So I have 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you drive the hammer down. You crack the casing of the spark chamber, and the Magnus hammer power flows through. you feel the energies intermingle, and you feel the spark burn out. Not pass on. Not void itself into the Allspark to rejoin. You vaporized his soul.
Is it like the quickening? Does he get to become a Transformer now?
Nope.
Maximized references! It's the quickening!
How close is C-Clamp to me?
I mean, C-Clamp was relatively close to you. You could probably just 5 foot or 10 foot step towards him.
I got a 35-foot movement and another attack.
Yeah.
So
Friendly fire as a free action will just... your turn. We're in your wheelhouse now. Professional courtesy.
That's less good. That's an 18.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's able to dodge the 18.
But is he so shook by the just death of his buddy? Because it wasn't a temporary death. His friend is gone.
Yeah. You know what? C-Clamp seems oddly unfazed.
That's unfortunate.
These are just evil robots.
He just keeps looking at you with this soft smile on his face. Like everything you're doing ultimately will amount to nothing.
Yeah, but he's a combiner. In order to actually assume his combiner form, they need all 3 of them. And they don't have that anymore because one of them is just fucking toast. So we've taken up a problem real fast. Somebody's like, I'm going to teleport behind you. Yeah. Because I have teleportation powers.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out for you, teleportation. Rhino dude. It didn't work out.
That was my attack.
All right. Which brings us to the last person in initiative who was actually not present, just continuing to do his thing off in the distance. Stopwatch is still being worked on by Sawbones. Butler will continue to fire. Fall, damn you, fall! And unfortunately, Butler is starting to aim a little wild, little free. Misses on that shot. And that brings next... Actually, no, C-Clamp was supposed to go before Sawbones, but he can go now. At which point, he will take a swing at... at friendly fire and a swing. So that's a 7. That doesn't hit anyone.
Oh, in case oh no, did I declare it with my turn that I'm using my free reckless abandon? I'm using my bravado.
But you've not come around into your turn in the initiative order yet. Like you defended your last time, and you'll be coming up shortly. You'll be coming up shortly.
It's been a day, chat.
Yep. But it doesn't matter because he just seems to swing wildly and miss both of you. You're both just like, nope. Babylon, with everything you know about C-Clamp, he's moving slower than he should.
These evil robots are bullshit.
Seems a bit sluggish.
Can I make an out of turn smartness check to figure out what's going on with him? With my education specialty of chronometric science.
Luckily, you have a magic hammer that could potentially fix him, one way or another.
Yeah, he's gonna get fixed. It's not gonna work out well for him.
Put Crab Dude in the cone of shame.
I have 16 on my smarts check.
Okay. As you're looking him over and trying to figure this out, you actually notice on him the device that he used to traverse through time, a chronometer that is strapped to his bicep, or what would be his bicep.
Yeah.
And with a 16 and your educated understanding of chronomantic sciences, you know that damaged units can sometimes affect the speed at which an individual wearing one can move, which also explains where they came from. They were out of phase with time before entering in it, which is why space warped around them. They were literally resyncing themselves with the time stream.
Oh, okay.
But
So-
the unit doesn't look damaged, which suggests that there's one or more units attuned to the same frequency. But that shouldn't be, because it should be one frequency per user.
No, he's a combiner. They're all syncs to the same frequency.
No, Ramhorn, Cicadacon, and C-Clamp would all require their own units, synced to their own personal frequencies. But this now brings us in the initiative order to friendly fire, because Ramhorn's gone.
Okay.
Bye, Ramhorn. Bye.
Yeah, these evil robots are bullshit. Now I do a reckless abandon.
Mm-hmm.
And I shoot Crab Guy a bunch.
Okay. Shoot away.
Question: if we play this as a campaign, will I have a chance to edit my character sheet so I can do more than one thing effectively?
If we revisit this as a proper campaign, you will start with lower level characters and build your way up to this.
Okay,
So,
that's
yeah.
fair. That's fair.
If we revisit Essence 20 as a proper campaign, there'll be touch-ups.
Okay. Okay, then yeah, I'm just gonna shotgun him a bunch.
Okay, roll to hit.
Because it means I don't have to reset the dice in this roller. Roll. 21.
21 will hit.
Oh, that does hit, that's right. So that is a sharp. And then roll again. Ooh, that's better. That's a 25 with a crit on with a 6 on my d6.
Alrighty.
So sharp. Blam.
Blam! Blam! He's staggering backwards. His chassis is blown into. There's sections missing from his abdomen. They're sparking. Vibrant energon and oil are leaking out from his form, spattering on the ground.
Is energon flammable?
Energon is explosive.
Okay, can I spend a story point, to have that extra instead of, that second sharp, it's, a click, click, boom, and I run. Run very fast.
Sure, fuck it. Let's roll for his explosion.
She's watching this very intently in that someday I might get to fight evil robots again. These are bullshit, but this is all valuable information.
Okay. What is your evasion score?
My evasion is a 23. But remember, explosives, traps, and other harmful areas of effect suffer a snag when attacking me.
Ah, okay. So a snag for you.
And I think I have another thing that lets me move really fast away. Let me...
Babylon, what's your evasion? Because you were in range and smacking him with a hammer?
Yeah, I remember. Give me a second. It's not that high. I believe... Let me figure out where it's hidden. Okay. My evasion is 20.
Okay. So with the snag, that's a 19.
Oh, you may spend a story point once per turn to move up your full move. Oh, but I already spent a story point to change the damage. So I'll just have to take my full movement action and hope that's enough.
So Babylon, knowing full well what detonating energon looks like, you tackle friendly fire to the ground as explosion goes off,
Okay.
using your power armor as a defensive barrier, yet again. And when you all come back, there is a heaping crater as chunks of metal rain down from the heavens still.
Fuck you, crab guy. Thanks, bro.
I will make sure that the spark chamber is destroyed.
Yeah, let's see. You're going to have to make a search for this one. So, make me a survival check to see if you can find it.
Give me a second. Oh, this is going to be a good check.
Pick it out of the debris.
Uh, 16.
You see part of a spark chamber.
Part's good enough. We need to find the third one.
Okay, because, yeah, so the trip into what that meant, try means 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fun fact, my reckless abandon keeps going until I turn it off. So I'm just going to keep this one up.
Alright.
Because also, I suspect there is a third one, because Babylon says so, and this is his wheelhouse.
So, Sawbones is still trying to patch up Stopwatch, so she tells Butler to go with the two of you to go handle this problem, because Stopwatch is trying to speak out between spurts of blood and him getting stitched up. That,
Stay down, dude.
the signal's there, and something's off about the signal. Something's wrong.
Can I do a situational awareness alertness check to see if I see any... Well, unless it's just another giant robot, but these guys like doing the Flens thing. So, spatial distortion or giant robot.
I'll say that you don't have to, because when you look in the direction Stopwatch is pointing, you're seeing this purple lightning coming down from the clouds, striking at a point in the distance, and you see something off over there that seems to be absorbing the lightning as it comes down.
Okay. That looks shitty, let's go.
Yep. So, Butler hovers along with the two of you as you move your way along into the next stage of this encounter. We will just set this up here quickly. As you are heading along, the two of you eventually notice what looks like a lightning rod tower with an apparatus at which a green and white mechanical figure is currently working at a console. And you're watching as more and more of this purple lightning is being generated and crashing down into this lightning rod.
Have a plan. It's a stupid plan, but it's a plan.
Awesome. Point me, tell me where to shoot. Or when.
Shoot the green and white thing.
Okay. This is Cicadon? Out of character. So it's a green and white guy. Okay.
Yeah.
So, bug dude.
Yep.
Do we roll our initiative?
You will be getting a free attack on this one. I'm just rolling. Oh, that's terrible, you poor bastard.
I'm going to be activating my shield as a standard action, picking purple lightning as my energy type that I'm immune to.
Electricity damage, got it.
You're going to like this, John. It's going to be really stupid, but it's going to be amazing.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to shotgun him again once I'm in range.
Okay.
So that's 60 feet.
Copy that. So, give a fire. I will say that you'll get edge on this first attack because he is not paying attention to you.
Well, I already get edge, so...
Alright, so, yep.
Because I'm using My trusty shotgun.
Since I gave her that order, can I use my inspiring words thing to give her a 2 upgrade?
Sure.
Woohoo!
See? That's not good.
So that's up to a D12?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a shitty roll. So I'm
Is
gonna... Huh?
Are you going to burn another reroll for it?
Do you want me to not burn another reroll?
Okay, I'm just asking. Go right ahead.
Oh, yeah.
These are your last 40 minutes. Go for it.
Yeah, I was smoking if you got him. Roll all the dice! Much better. Double 16s. So that's 16 plus 8 is 24, and that's an 8 on my D8.
32?
Oh no, that includes the D8. That's a 20. 16 plus 8 is 24.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I think. Yeah. And crit on the D8, so that is 2 sharp.
It would be, but his evasion's at 26.
Oh no.
He's
He is unfortunately the more evasive of the three of them. He's the one who didn't wear armor and dodged more.
Oh, fuck this bug guy.
So you turn, you fire, blam, and you miss him, but strike the console that he's working on.
You did do 2 damage to the console, though, because you critically hit it.
And we do
yes.
have to take that out too, so...
Yes.
Okay.
So when this figure turns, there is this pale white face with green markings here. And when he turns and screams, there's just these rows of broken, jagged metal teeth. Stop interfering!
No. Well, whenever it's my turn, I'm gonna shoot him again.
Roll me your initiatives, please.
Okay.
I've got everyone else's initiatives rolled.
I rolled good this time. 16.
16 for Babylon. Double what your old one was.
I know. It's amazing.
18.
And an 18 for Friendly Fire. 6 more to you. Excellent. So Butler gets to go first. There's fucking 26.
He is not happy about these evil robots' very existence.
No, he is not.
He's feeling it in his robot heart.
You, sir, give a bad name to mechanical beings everywhere.
You go, Butler.
Perish!
Get yours, man.
17 and misses.
You try, buddy. I like New Butler.
I like Valley Girl Butler. I think she was amazing.
Well, now we come down in the next part of the currently available initiative order to Friendly Fire.
So... roll that guy. Ugh. Okay. Roll that guy. Ugh. God damn it, dice. That is a very shitty roll, and I'm, I can spend a story point to re-roll a 1.
Yes, you can use story points to re-roll rolls of 1.
Okay, just the dice that rolled a 1? Or the whole lot of them?
Just the die that came up a 1.
Okay.
And I think that assumption is for D20s, but it doesn't specify in the book.
I would assume it's D20s.
Yeah.
Would make sense.
A lot of things would make sense that aren't necessarily in or addressed in these books.
Thanks,
Fair.
Renegade.
I mean, to be fair, WotC did the same thing more than a few times, but they tried to cover it up in later books.
Much better. That 1 is now an 18. And I got the highest is a 6 on my D6.
Mm-hmm.
So that is that's a 24 again.
Yep.
Busted up that console again.
So, okay. So 2 sharp to the console, I can live with that.
Blam, boom.
You want her to stop.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, she's shooting at you and hitting your device, which I think that's a failure on your part to protect your device.
Yep. So, and on that note, I will shoot. Indeed, Babylon, and I shoot him again. You told me hitting your device, get in the way. I'm gonna. Chris is in the back of her character's mind going, "We're in danger."
Not yet, you're not.
Oh no. Roll all of the dice again. Oh, much better, because one of them is a D12 now. So 15 plus 11 is 26. I hit it. He effectively protected his device. Good job, bug guy.
We just had to explain it to him.
Yeah.
And then he was down to climb.
So blam, he takes one to the chest.
Yep. And that's all my attacks. Next.
Babylon, it's your turn.
Cool. So I'm going to use my GI Joe debrief.
Okay.
I'm going to draw the energy from the I'm going to walk up and touch the collector and draw all the energy into the Magnus hammer, because I got the shield up, so I'm immune to this electricity damage. I'm going to draw all the energy into me, and I'm going to turn around and hit Bugface with it.
Welcome to Campaigns in Disguise, where we roll for maximum chaos whenever possible.
All right, roll to hit.
Well, that's unfortunate. 28.
We have rerolls.
28 hits his toughness.
Cool, that's a critical, because I rolled a 12 on the D12.
Oh, unfortunate for him. Oh, okay. Cute.
I told you, you lose every timeline.
So you hoist the hammer up. You start using it as a lightning rod and drawing power off the device. The glitching, sparking machine begins to die down. This hammer, wreathed in blue and purple energy, swings around. Kabam! You watch as the front components of Cicada Khan are just ripped free. His body sent sprawling, his arms flying off. He crashes into the ground, leaving this long groove. He lays there twitching and sparking for a moment.
Fuck you, bug guy. Piece of shit evil robot.
We lose. Round 2. The chronoconductor strapped to his arm starts to blink rapidly before it shorts out. And then 2 time tunnels open. And stepping forth from these time tunnels before Cicada Khan perishes, out of one is a fully formed Tripredacus, and out of the other is a fully formed Predacons, the 5-unit combiner. As the 2 hulking beasts emerge there with larger chronomonsters strapped to different parts of their anatomy to accommodate the different components that are present. The 2 of them enter, look at this scenario, and go, "This is not what we were promised." No, it was not. We'll have to clean up the mess.
I'll look
As
at
the-
from the fire. You see those blinky things on their various parts of their bodies? Shoot those.
Got it.
Which now brings us to, technically we've skipped Predacus' point in the initiative,
Good.
but Tripredacus has the lowest initiative of 5, so he gets to run up and take a swing. Well,
Yeah.
actually, this version of Tripredacus, it would be they, because not all of them identify as male. But that's 6 1/2 to the other.
I mean, it works both ways. In this case, it's both gender neutral and plural. So.
Hey, John.
That's cool.
Does Tripredacus enter my reach when he does so?
Tripredacus is swinging up to attack you, so yes.
Cool. He doesn't hit me, I'm going to hit him back.
Okay.
I have a contingency to swing. And I've still got the lightning hammer.
That is... Does a 33 hit you on your toughness?
Just barely by 2. Oh no, it doesn't. My shield's up. My toughness is a 40.
All right. So you've got the shield up as Tripredacus comes running in and brings its giant clawed hand down upon you, and you tank it out with the shield, and you're digging your feet in. It's like, okay, big boy, that's nice.
Like, motherfucker. Kapam. No, I don't think a 23 hits Tripredacus.
A 23 does not, I'm afraid.
I missed.
But now Tripredacus gets to make their second attack.
Yay!
So that is... That, unfortunately, is just a 27.
No dice.
And for their third attack... That's a 31.
No dice.
Yep. So you're just holding up the shield as it is hammering down on you, and you're like, oh, this could be going so much worse. Which now brings us back around to the top of the initiative order. Butler.
Shoot the blanky things.
Die, villain! Pew!
And remember, we all got the inspiring speech, including Butler.
Yep.
Butler is an inspired orbit. And not inspired enough. Oh, man.
Well, inspiring words only work for the next one action, so...
Oh.
It's the entire comp.
Okay.
I didn't activate the other one, which takes an action of mine to do.
Okay, then
But...
I will erase these dice.
Butler does not work out fairly well, but now it is Predacus's turn.
Motherfucker.
And the hulking 5-unit combiner comes charging forward and attempts to kick you across the land like a soccer ball. And that is... Yeah, you would do this.
Come on, nerd. Sawbones better be in the back taking pictures of this, because no one's ever going to believe this.
Maybe Butler is, that's why he didn't aim properly.
That's a 32.
Nope.
How long does your shield stay up?
Bonk! Ow! Ow!
Let me check.
So he goes to kick him and breaks his foot.
No, he just doesn't actually get the DS.
No, he basically tanks it with his shield.
Yeah. Let me check.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the first time I've actually gotten to activate it, so this seems to be the time. There we are. Lasts for 1 minute.
Okay. So he also tries to hammer down on you with his fists, and that is a 27 and a 33, which neither one gets past your buffed armor of 40.
Yeah,
but you currently...
shield provides me plus 9.
Hmm?
The shield stacks 9 on top of my existing defenses.
Yeah. But you are currently tanking these two combiners that are wailing on you aggressively. Friendly fire.
Okay. Just looking over my stuff. I was reading one of my things wrong, but I will fix it now. I do not get an. I only get an edge in the first round of combat on all of my gun rolls. We are way past that, and I have been fucking that up the whole game. I approve of the idea of having us start at a lower level for a longer campaign, because this has been a lot to keep track of.
Well, that's why I asked if you guys wanted to do a lower level thing or start as.
Well, that's you asked us that before I'd actually read the book. So whoops, my bad. Okay, so I just get 2 attacks, and I can still do the thing where 6th level, your submachine gun and shotgun multiple target attacks may affect 1 additional target within range. Does that work if I'm aiming for the chrono blinky things?
I would say at that point you would be aiming for the chronomancer, but also dealing damage to the component wearing it.
Okay, I'll take it.
And possibly to whatever component that component might be attached to.
Okay.
So, for example, if you're shooting the one who's making up the arm, you might also hit the torso.
Okay, which one of these monsters is closer?
Marginally closer to you right now would be Predacons.
Okay, should I hit 3 or 5?
You've got a shotgun, hit both.
Okay. So, not focus.
Predacons looks more correct. Like, the reds and blacks that form its body make the color scheme look a little bit off, but it looks the most like a proper unit, like it was meant to go that way. Predacons, on the other hand, the way the 3 of them have fit together, the body looks misshapen and unnatural. There are gaps that shouldn't be there, and things that bend in ways they clearly weren't meant to originally.
Okay. I think I'm gonna focus fire on 3 guy, because I'm pretty sure Babylon has 5 guy handled. No? Okay, then I will shoot at both of them.
Shoot whoever you want to, but assuming that I have these guys under control is not a fair assumption, as they are big enough to, Predacons is big enough to stomp me into the ground.
Yeah, but he failed the first time.
That's because I have an energy shield.
Okay.
He is...
Then I'm gonna aim at 5 guy and try to shoot out 2 of his thingies.
In this case, assume both Predacons and Predacons are made out of Predacon-sized Cybertronians, but they're still towering over you.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of that means. In or out of character? No, I know a little bit out of character, but okay.
We'll explain it in the Discord.
Blam.
75 feet tall?
75 feet tall?
No, not 75. At this height range, you'd be looking at Predacons and Predacons both being like 25-ish feet, because their components are only coming in at like between 8 and 10 feet a pop. 12 for the tallest.
That's a shitty roll. I doubt is a 15 gonna hit the chrono thingy on 5 guy.
We've got 20 minutes left. Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. So I hit 1. There's an 8 on my D8.
So double damage.
So double damage. So it hits 2 sharp, and then also hits the thing wearing it.
Yeah. So the Chronomancer explodes, because I'm going to say it's got hit points of 2. Sounds about right.
Seems fair.
That's more hit points than the typical human, according to Essence 20.
Yup. Makes sense, though.
So one of those goes kablooey.
Okay.
So long as they are connected, though, it seems like you don't have to worry about individual components being dragged off into the time stream.
That's, I figured. Couldn't be that easy. So then I'm gonna hit another thing on 5 guy.
Okay. Yes.
Don't you have multiple targets? Couldn't you hit multiple...
Oh. I don't remember how that works.
Well, you're firing a shotgun into a cone, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so long as you hit the evasion rating of the things in that cone, you can hit the multiple targets in that cone.
Yeah. I figure at this point, multiple targets is the multiple bodies making up the big body.
Yeah.
Making the Voltron.
Basically.
That is only a 14 to hit.
Very not.
Nope. Okay. And I'm done.
All right, which brings us down to Babylon.
I'm gonna Magnus hammer Predacons as hard as I possibly can with the lightning field still up and running.
Roll to hit.
Oh, okay. 28.
A 28 on Predacons.
Yeah.
I'm afraid his toughness is higher than 28.
That's the problem, because I can only hit 32.
Well, I'll shave things off a little bit. His toughness is 30.
Okay. All right. My second swing. Can I spend my other debriefing to use the Magnus hammer as an energy weapon and send a discharge through him? If I hit him?
Sure. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Okay.
I mean, hell, if you want, you can discharge it as an area of effect, I'll say. Just dump all the energy out in one big boom.
That's kind of my plan.
Yep.
Yeah. That is a 30 with a critical hit on my D10.
Okay.
Yay!
And that exceeds both of their evasions, because this is an area of effect slam now. So, both of them get a lot more than they bargained for.
And I'm going to bet this trashes my armor in the process.
I'm sorry, you're going to what?
And I'm pretty sure this is going to trash my armor in the process. With the amount of energy it's cooking off.
Your armor's seen better days.
Yeah.
All right. Which now brings it round to Tripredacus' turn. Who is going to come around and try to lay the hammer down, his own version thereof, and not do great at it. That's a 26.
That isn't going to get the job done.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to actually be able to hit your 40. That's a 29.
I'm doing my job of protecting other people by being a brick.
And that's a 22. So he is slamming and clawing away, but you're like, nope. All the while, as the two of them are hammering down into you, you're just sinking a little bit further and further into the ground.
Yeah.
Like you're about halfway up the calves in dirt now. Which now brings it to Butler's turn. And Butler is taking your command to heart. And he is going to use his science skills, or rather his technology skills, to try and short out the devices. Those of you who have watched this channel before may be familiar with a character called Ace.
Trump Ace is in chat!
Butler just aced. At a roll like that, it is statistically unlikely to roll the 20 on the D20, the 4 on the D4, the 5 on the D6, the 8 on the D8, and the 10 on the D10.
Go!
So basically nailing everything but the D6. With 15 minutes on the clock, I'm going to say Butler spends the rest of his turn figuring out a way to try and short out all of them at the same time, but it'll take him a turn or two. Which brings us to Predacons, who has noticed this little drone up to no good, and has decided that this drone needs to die.
How dare you?
So he is going to attempt to swing at Jesus. Holy fuck. No, he is not going to hit Butler with that swing. That is a wide off.
He's gonna hit. Oh, he just missed. That's unfortunate for him.
Buddy.
Butler's ace.
Typhonia Starheart. Well, that's the third time in an Essence game I've seen that roll come up. Watch early episodes of Eldritch Adversaries to see who Ace was, is, will always be, and how I think we get an ace in every game now.
It's taken Butler a while to become the ace, but he's certainly bucking for the position, because Predacons just rolled fucking shit to hit Butler. Like, he was rolling cumulative to hits of 7.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, it is. He's rolling a d20 and 3d6.
So it's like one of those Transformers where you don't find out who the next Optimus Prime is until the very end. But in this case, we found out who Ace was at the very end.
Yeah. Oh God, please don't tell me that makes Butler this universe's hot rod. That hurts too much in my soul.
Oh my God, my Boba-Tea!
Butler doesn't deserve to be hot rod.
No.
No one deserves to be hot rod. That's so unfair to anyone. This brings us to the next person in the initiative order. Friendly fire. Predacons is laid up on beating down on Babylon by going after Butler.
Then I'm going to use something I've been meaning to say for a while. Alpha Strike! Which gives me back my edge on targeting attacks with shotguns until the beginning of my next turn. Unfortunately, it means all attacks against me have an edge.
Okay.
Which means if something tries to explode at me again, it has a normal roll.
Yep.
So I'm going to Alpha Strike. If I can find my dice roller.
Fucking abysmal.
Well, so was my roll. I don't think a 10. Yeah, I don't think a 12 is gonna hit anything. No, a 13. That's still not gonna hit anything. So I'm gonna use another reroll. Wow, okay, I caught your dice curse, and yeah, that's an 11. I don't hit anything with my first Alpha Strike. Great. Next roll. Gaming God, stop fucking around. What? It is the Gaming God's way to fuck around with us, so I can't really complain.
I'm going to roll the percentile to see if Butler manages to figure this out by his turn. And based on how far into the success threshold I roll, will dictate how much this ending is just going to become a story point.
Okay, that I roll a 17 to hit a chrono thingy on Predacons.
Yep.
And maybe hit some of Predacons too.
Sure. Yep, why not?
Alright. Does Butler save the day? And the time slot?
You'll find out when it comes to his turn.
Okay. So, I'm done.
I think it's my turn.
Yep.
Oh! Typhonia's bought us a bunch more rerolls. That's 4 more rerolls.
Thanks,
Okay.
Typhonius.
Thanks, bro.
I'm gonna punch Predacons in his nerd face.
Okay.
Which is whichever one of his combiner faces I can actually reach from this height.
Calling him a nerd is is an insult to all nerds, Babylon/Zardoz. How dare you? Nerds get shit done.
30. 18 and 12.
30 hits?
3 damage from the Magnus Hammer?
Yep.
I don't suppose there's one of those chronometers on his foot.
I mean, there was one attached to one of the leg components. Sure, we'll say you took one of them out.
How many of those are left now?
More than you'd like, but it won't matter shortly.
That's not helping. I will roll my second attack.
Go for it.
Yeah, 28 didn't hit him.
All right. Which means it is Predacons' turn now.
I have a question.
Yes.
At some point, is Predacons just going to pick up Predacons and hit me with him?
If this were going to go to another round, maybe.
Okay.
I like that phrase.
That is a 26, so that doesn't work. Nope, that also doesn't hit. Nope. So, once again, Tripredacus thinks he's exploited a weakness in your defense, but you're like, no, stop. I'm trying to kill the one of you that's actually threatening.
Nip.
Could you
Nip.
Could you please stop?
Which brings it to Butler's turn.
I'll look over to Tripredacus. Stay in your lane. What?
So, with 8 minutes on the clock.
I mean,
This
we
version of
started
Butler-
late. We started late, so we could go a bit later than that, but yeah.
This version of Butler apparently has a much stronger processor than Valley Girl did. Because when I rolled the percentile to see if Butler was going to be able to solve the problem or not, and how quickly it would depend upon the threshold of success, I got a 1 on the D percentile, which is the ultimate success.
Oh.
So Butler understands how those things work now. And Butler goes, now see here, you vile brutes. I will show you how a proper gentleman wages war. As Butler begins to use his newfound understanding of chronoscience to open portals, not 2, not 3, but somewhere in the realm of about 6 or 7 dozen. And emerging from each one is a butler. Each one is a different butler. And you can see that some butlers came from worlds where they had entirely different resources, because one butler floats through, but the chain gun strapped to his underside enters through the portal about 10 or so seconds before he actually floats his way through. And there's one butler that floats through, little patched up, and goes, oh my god, hi guys, they fixed me up.
So this is really cool, but are there ramifications to this?
Not yet.
Okay. Not yet? Okay. At least these robots like us, I think.
Ladies, gentlemen, take aim and fire! It is at this point you realize that many more versions of Sawbones, or whoever created these versions of Butler, also put in more than just basically a 9mm handgun in their butlers. And we don't just mean the chain gun guys. There's a couple of ones with small missile pods. There's a couple of ones with lasers. There's one that's apparently using a gravity gun to try and yank off one of Predacus's legs. It is...
So Predacus is toppled by a herd of, like, chihuahuas.
You're basically watching the two of them be... You know the old trope in D&D about how a wizard could be taken out by a cat or by a swarm of rats?
Yes.
You're basically watching two compiners being felled by a swarm of drones.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nice. Ooh, gravity gun looks fun. I'm probably not allowed to have that. Because time law or something.
Right at about this time when Sawbones and Stopwatch start coming over, and Stopwatch goes, what in the ever-loving...
Timeline's broken, man. Like, I'm just enjoying the show.
I'm still holding my position and calling down purple lightning, because that seems to be the only thing I can do right now. Is brick.
Hey, boss. totally fixed your problem again. All right then, all of you, back to your places in the timeline. Obviously, no one's going to get anything done without us. So back.
This instance, I think I agree with Butler. Butlers.
So all the butlers turn around and return to their points in the timeline.
Timeline frag. Might as well have fun with the cracks. Yep.
Gentlemen, ladies, it has been a privilege, but I must return to where I belong as well. And you think if he had an arm, he would salute you? But then he just...
I salute Butler.
Oh,
I like new Butler.
It can't be good that one of them knows how to do that. I'm gonna get reamed by the Lord of Time and Space for this.
Dude, you came to us.
Yeah, I know. Ow, owie. Okay.
Remember, Stopwatch still has a Joe debrief.
Good news is, timeline is restored to 96% what it should be.
So, do we get to continue to exist?
Well, let's dump you three back off at home and see.
Okay.
He types away, opens a portal, much more stable, clear blue and whites, and the five of you saunter through.
We never did find that body.
Which body?
General Flags.
General Flag.
Fair.
The five of you wind up emerging. Right inside of the pit. Well.
Which one?
As far as you can tell, yours, though it's a little more heavily staffed than you recall. It looks like all the Joes are here. Actually, it looks like a bunch of the Joes are just returning from operations. But you all sort of just like ported in like behind some crates so no one saw the giant portal open. Okay.
This is gonna be a nightmare of a debrief.
Well, I'm not detecting any chronal abnormalities, so you four could just saunter in and say hi. I need to go have a word with... Okay.
Dude, you need medical attention. More of it.
Nope. That's management calling. Oh, you're watching his veins pulse on his head. I'm coming. Have a nice life, guys. Hopefully I'll never have to see you all again. And he walks his way through the portal. And you all emerge, and you're watching as Duke is coming in with the members of his unit, and he is speaking to General Flag. Not to General Flag, rather, to General Hawk.
Dude, we're like, we fixed everything! Oh, fuck.
With General Flag. I did it again. With General Hawk. General fucking Hawk.
General fucking Hawk.
Better than General Tomahawk. There's a reason we changed his name.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
that's a better idea.
His call sign used to be Tomahawk. Yeah. And as
Oh.
far as I recall, nothing in his write-up gave him indigenous heritage, though.
Good upgrade.
Yeah. And General Hawk is there speaking to Duke. And
what are they talking about with my sensitive ears?
he's basically giving a debrief of the operation he was on, in a small border on the Czech it will be the Czech Republic at this point, of the Czech Republic in this timeline, when dealing with Scar forces. Scar is another name for the Chaos organization, depending upon which comic or TV show you were watching at the time.
What year would that put us in, ish?
If you look around and look at a calendar or something that somebody's got nailed to a wall somewhere, I'm certain, It's the same date when you left. The summer of 2022.
Okay. Chris is bad at history.
Again, this is not canonical to normal history.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Things played out very differently. But it's canon for this timeline based on the stuff I'm pulling from.
As far as Friendly Fire knows, could still be 2022.
Yes.
Okay. So, Babs, do you want to take point on this weird bullshit? Because whether or not you've had training in it, you definitely have experience, and I still have no idea what's going on.
I'll wait for Duke to finish his briefing.
Yep.
Do we tell them about it at all?
I have to.
Okay. I will follow your lead.
It is at this point, as you're all stepping over to go speak to General Hawk, that you hear a voice call, "Ten Hut!" As several figures come walking through the door, one of which you recognize from the portraits that used to hang in General Hawk's office. General Flag is sauntering his way in.
Well, that solves that problem.
General Hawk turns around and goes, "General Flag, Hawk, Duke. Oh, good. You're all back. I take it you have some information then on what happened to the abduction of the corpse of General Clayton then. General Colton, rather."
I will pop out of my armor.
I will step slightly back and put Babylon in front, because I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
And this is when we pan out from the awkward conversation that you're all about to have, because I'm not going to force you to do that at 11 o'clock at night. But because we're doing this as a one-shot and we're calling reference to TV shows, before the credits roll, we pan in. And the timeline did change. General Colton is no longer alive in this timeline, but General Flag is. But a Joe commanding officer's corpse was taken and is in the hands of someone. One Dr. Mindbender begins to dissect and pull at the pieces of Joseph Colton. Because once again, it is time for Cobra to have a real leader. And this time, he's going to make a better one, as he pulls from one of the greatest military combatants who ever lived and pull his genetic memory for use against G.I. Joe. And he turns and stares at the slowly growing fetus in the tube as Globulus, alive in this timeline, slithers his way around. Yes, and with this, we will bring all to kneel. And then we roll the credits.
Post-credits scene, what happens to our unit, or is that going to be in a sequel campaign?
I don't intend to sequel this particular campaign because
Okay.
things went off the rails.
So this is an apocryphal. We're going to start in a whole other timeline.
Oh yes, absolutely you will. Absolutely you will. With fewer Transformers, I promise. Unless the Transformers book actually releases by that point, at which point I make no guarantees.
This is campaigns in disguise. Hashtag campaigns in disguise.
I mean, if you wanted this to really be campaigns in disguise, I could have you all fighting some fucking mind flayers. They definitely don't belong in the Essence 20 system.
With my background, bring it, nerds.
You could always do Terminators. I mean, we had Terminators in episode 2.
Yep.
So we've been
there,
done that.
Yep. There was going to be a strong likelihood of them showing up, but that ends this horrible rundown of G.I. Joe using the Essence 20 system, because I got derailed by a player making a Transformers reference, and I could no longer fight the urge.
But you know, we are nerd kind. We are here to geek out. So long as it's fun, and so long as it doesn't mean we suddenly don't have the tools to deal with the crisis, I'm okay with it. which was my stipulation in episode 1. Can we still fight the thing? Okay, good.
I about cracked my armor and transformed, but
Right. So thank you all for joining us for this nonsense. And next week we'll be doing more anime bullshit rather than Western animation bullshit.
Woo! Let the shenanigans continue!
just for my reference, there are no Transformers in Anime 5e.
You can technically build a transforming robot, but Transformers are not a thing that you can immediately start with in Anime 5e. No.
Making sure.
There are giant robots, though.
Yes.
Like, that's a cornerstone of anime.
I will have to look at this then.
Yep.
Giant robots are a cornerstone of anime. Like, how could there not be some kind of Transformer-ish Voltron bullshit going on?
So yes, thank you all for joining us. I hope you all had fun, whether you're watching us live or from the distant future or somehow from the distant past, because, you know, why not?
Timeline's fucked. Let's have fun with it.
Thank you for watching Magic Fish Radio, where we're a bunch of nerds trying to have nerdy-ass fun.
Systems be damned.
We are here every Tuesday for Campaigns in Disguise, where we scroll through a bunch of short rundowns of different systems and ancillary third-party books for established systems, and maybe occasionally doing something longer term. If enough people are into it, I'll do that. But next up will be Anime 5e, followed by Star Wars. Haven't decided what's after that yet. But Star Wars might run a little bit longer simply because we have so many people that want to play. Want to give everyone a chance to shine.
I don't need one of those. I really don't.
You're Zardoz. You'll shine whether you want to or not.
I will sit in the background and make tea, and it will be fine.
Yeah, so did Uncle Iroh, and we all know that he got plenty of time to shine.
Shush.
There's a reason why when you ask most people who their favorite character from Avatar: The Last Airbender is, Iroh's, if he's not the top, he's a close number 2.
Tephanius asks, would you be interested in stealing stories for the devil from MCG? I do not know this source.
Mick G.
Could do Sector Transformers in 5e. We play would be interested in some stories for the devil from MCG.
Could be Mick G, who's a producer.
Stories for the devil from...
Oh,
Monty Cook Games.
Oh,
Monty Cook Games MCG. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're tired, sorry.
I'm actually not familiar with Stories from the Devil.
that's stealing stories from the devil.
Link it on our Discord. Typhonius is on our Discord, so link it there, and we'll do outros, and then we'll look at the Discord. But yes, this is Magic Fish Radio. We do tabletop RPG stuff on Tuesdays and Saturdays. This Saturday is my flagship game, which I GM, Exit to Eden, which is NWAD in space. So it's all the New World of Darkness, Chronicles of Darkness splats you love and or tolerate, smushed together in a very strange mixed creatures campaign set in a far-flung dystopian future where the government hates supernats. And there's no more Veil. The humans know. And yet Paradox is still a thing. It's a whole thing. Right now, our players who are... It's a long story. They've joined forces with 2,400 other supernaturals and are fighting to protect a bunch of mages who are trying to close a wound. So there's Magaths, there's a Melgen. It's a whole thing. They have to make morality checks every half hour because the wound is literally trying to drag their souls to hell. Well, metaphorically speaking. And I created a mega mass combat battle round system for NWAD because you're not supposed to run those kinds of combats in NWAD. But, so, we had our first session of the combat 2 weeks ago, and everyone seemed to have fun. And my head didn't explode, so I think I am more confident now in my ability to hack systems for weird purposes.
I am greatly enjoying the mass combat system. I've said that a couple times. It's very fun and it's very, very thematic and it feels very new blood, which is not generally designed for mass combat.
Yeah.
And I am absolutely going to get toasted in that combat on Saturday.
We'll see. I don't go out of my ways to kill player characters, but I'm also not going to pull punches. And I've rolled a lot of the meta story ahead of time, and so it's gonna be rough. So, yay! Also, last session, I think we only had 3 players, and next session we might have 6 or 7. So I get to bring out the big screen, and we'll see how that goes.
It's gonna be fun.
Gonna be wacky. So come by on Saturday. Check out the VOD if you want to watch last game to see what the fuck I'm talking about. Totally fair. And I don't think we have an indie game set up for the Saturday after that, but I've been very bad about that this summer because the summer is cursed and I am job hunting. So my brain is mush.
Fair.
VODs for stories in the Discord. Just put it in all the TTRPGs. Yeah. Personally, I am at Ms. Chrysula. If you have job leads for CRM database experts, tell me on Twitter. Tell me on the Twitters. Or on the Discords. Whatever. And when I do stuff on other channels on occasion, I believe I'm going to be in a Mage LARP at a streamed Mage LARP in August. And when I have more details about that, that will be here. And now I'm gonna go look for someone for us to raid. Because that's what we do here, because Twitch is a community. And thus we support other people in the community. Because it's the nice thing to do.
I'm your...
Oh.
Followings.
The Dice Cult only has 2 viewers. Let me see if they're still running. Go, John. There's ads. Go.
Hi, I'm John. I'm your Tuesday Game Master. I hope everyone was enjoying themselves, and hopefully you'll be all as, or if not more, entertained when we start pulling off the anime bullshit next week. And then the Star Wars bullshit a couple weeks after that.
Star Wars! We're gonna play Star Wars!
We're gonna play a Star Wars.
We're gonna play a Star Wars!
Yeah, most of my streaming stuff is done here. There's only so much of my face and my voice most people can take. So I don't do a whole lot of it. But hopefully you and everyone else had fun. And Zardoz, I believe you're the last.
I am Zardoz, at Once and Future Doctor on Twitter. I have run Duffelbag Full of Zombies Press, where I make role-playing games, supplements for role-playing games, and do some other role-playing gaming stuff.
Woohoo! And it looks like the Dice Cult is still running. And oh good, they're running till midnight. So you can catch a nice chunk of their game. I think they're the people that do Vampire the Masquerade on Saturdays, so we often raid them on Saturdays.
That makes sense.
So let's raid them again.
Oh!
So yeah. So chat, thanks again for joining us for this ridiculous madcap adventure. The next one might be more grounded and lower level, so I can keep track of my shit, because I'm bad at that now. Though it did help that I thought to copy-paste it into a separate document and not have to rely on the crashy PDF book. So...
Oh, don't worry, you'll get some more SS20 practice real soon, because I just got a notification from Renegade Game Studios.
We heard you shit-talking us on Twitch, so here's your book, damn it.
Kind of. They're informing me, because I have a pre-order on it, that they're excited to release the PDF of Transformers role-playing game in early August.
My boy.
The gaming gods have heard our prayers! Well, half of them. It's out. Now we just have to read it and see if we survive reading it.
That means the next game's gonna have a whole lot of Transformers in it.
Oh, the next game will be taking place on Cybertron. There will be nothing but Transformers in it. God damn it.
Yep.
We knew this day would come, Twitch. I, for one, am on board for this ridiculous robot wackiness. Yes. Anyway, So if you want to talk to, if you are also getting the Transformers book, come to our Discord and talk to John about it, because either way, John will need people to talk to you about it, for good or ill. I'm actually disappointed that Renegade didn't say. Oh well, at least we're not infamous yet. So yeah. You heard it here first, Twitch. The Transformers book is actually happening. And then we get to do Stompy Robot Fun. This is Magic Fish Radio. Still. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. The world is literally on fire in places it isn't usually, like Europe. So I hope we have provided you with adequate distractions from this confusing and horrible planet. Get ready to raid the Dice Cult. And until we see you next time, please take care of yourselves, please take care of each other, and please Diablerize responsibly.